Well, everywhere in my house today you can hear wind chimes going. It's quite breezy outside and all my wind chimes around my house are just going berserk. So hopefully you can hear me over the noise. So thanks for joining us again today. A few weeks ago you would have seen me do a meat haul video. When we did the groceries, we bought a lot of meat and we prepped all that and put that into our freezers. And I bought a lot of chicken breasts and I said I would show you what I actually do with those, just to make quick, simple pre-prepped meals. So come and have a look. G'day. Right, well let's get straight into it. So I was asked when I put up the meat haul video, why do I buy the chicken, or why do I buy the meat at the grocery store? And really it's just a personal preference. I do buy my meat a lot of the times at the grocery store. Sometimes I go to the butcher's and sometimes I'll go to a wholesaler. It depends on what my budget is, I guess where I am on the day, and what's going to make my life easier. So the chicken breasts that come from the grocery store actually come as 4 breasts in a pack, and they come in a plastic container. I actually use that plastic container to do the marinating, and then I actually freeze it in those containers, and it stores really well because they're all the same size, so they stack nicely in the freezer, and that's why I actually have a preference to buy the chicken breasts that way. So why pre-prep meals? It will make your life so much easier. Dinner time prep will become so much faster. It doesn't take a lot of time to prep these meals up and get them into the freezer, but you know, if mum has to pop out and she's not there to be making dinner one night, it is so easy to be able to get a teenager to grab it out of the freezer, get it onto the table, pop it with some salad and veg, and you're all set. It will keep you much more organized and it's a great time saver. So each pack of chicken that I buy is about 1.2, 1.3 kilos worth, and most times I can get a full meal out of one lot of that. So that's 4 large chicken breasts, but we can get, gosh, probably 10, 12 meals out of that. If you are just having the chicken and not too many sides, you might need to have more than that, but if you do a nice side with it or a lot of veggies, then you don't need as much. So it's a little bit about portion control as well. This way I can keep the expense of the meat down because I know I'm just going to open 1 pack of chicken per meal. So wash your hands. If you're going to do any sort of meal prep, always wash your hands. Think of hygiene first. I pop an apron on. That saves your good clothes getting dirty. That saves another job having to clean that. Always use a clean cutting board. Don't mix up boards that you would use for salad or your veggies with meat prep boards. I have a couple that I use specifically for prepping the meats, and always use a sharp knife. And be careful. Okay, so remove the chicken. You might want to wash the chicken breasts, pop them on a plate, pop them aside, ready to prep those. Then you want to take the container that the chicken breasts were in. You want to remove the little absorbent pad that's in the bottom of that container and put that straight into the bin. Then you want to wash that container out. Do it with hot water, make sure it's really super clean because you're going to actually put the chicken back into that container, so it's got to be spotless. So give it a really good scrubbing out. Don't put any soap or anything in it to wash it out. Just give it a good scalding with hot water. So next you want to dice up the chicken. So remembering, as a little tip, the smaller you dice the pieces of chicken, the further it will go around the family. If you cut them into too bigger pieces, you're going to need far more chicken to make it look like a reasonable serving on the plates. So always make sure that you dice it really quite small. And by cutting them into really small pieces, it will actually cook faster. So you can take one of these meals out of the freezer, get it in the pan, and within 10-15 minutes, you've got cooked chicken ready to go with your veg and salad and onto the table. Now the next step is just to pour a marinade into the chicken. Now it's your choice what you want to do. There are so many on the market now. We often use a bottled one from Master Foods, and it's really good. There's a nice variety, and I find that I can get 2 packs of chicken to 1 bottle of marinade, which is great value. Now if you like your chicken really saucy, then pour the whole thing in, pour the whole bottle into 1 pack of chicken. But I find that I can split it between 2 packs, and then I use a little drop of water in the bottle to shake it and make sure I get all of the product out of the bottle, and then I put that also in with the chicken, and it makes it easier to get that marinade through the chicken. Use your hands, sort of massage it through the chicken, make sure it's all completely coated and leveled out in the container. Now the next step is to get them into Ziploc bags. So I use the large size Ziploc bag, and make sure you write what you have put into the bag, because once it's frozen, it's not always going to look the same. So you want to know, yes, it's chicken with honey, soy and garlic, or red wine and garlic. It could be a honey mustard, anything, just write it on the bag. And also, if you're a smaller family than us, I mean, when we put a meal into the freezer, we use it fairly quickly. But if you think it's going to be in there for a fair while, always date the bag on the label so that you know when it's time to turn over that freezer stock. And another little tip is, if you're going to store these in a deep freeze, like in a chest freezer, write on the fronts of the bags, so when you look down into the chest freezer, you can see what it is. If you're actually going to store them in an upright freezer, write on the ends of the bags, so that when you stack them into the freezer, you don't have to pull them out to find which one you want. You can actually see it on the end of the bag. So remember that when you're writing on the bags. So there's so many types of marinades out there and so much variety. Give them all a go. You might just want to buy 1 bottle of each to start with, until your family knows which ones they like and which ones you wouldn't buy again. Every family's going to have their favourites. We've certainly got our favourites that I know that, yes, I can stock up. And they do come on special quite often, so you can actually go in and you can stock up on that, and then you go and buy your chicken, and next thing you can have 8, 10, 12 meals in the freezer ready. You could try this with any type of meat, not just the chicken breasts. So try it with lamb, try it with beef and pork. Marinate it, freeze it, meals ready. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Make sure you like the video. Let us know that you're enjoying what we're putting out there. If you have any other suggestions or questions, pop them in the comments and I will make sure that I answer them for you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. God bless.